Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the imposter syndrome. It is that feeling that we have when we doubt our own abilities and the fear of being exposed as a fraud. And it can affect all of us, regardless of your achievement or experience. So I'll talk about a few ideas on how you can overcome your imposter syndrome. When I started my business and became a professional speaker, I struggled with the feeling that I wasn't good enough and that it was just a matter of time before people would figure out that I was just a fraud or incompetent. So I'll share what has worked for me, and I hope it works for you as well. It is totally normal to feel like an imposter. In fact, it doesn't matter what you do or how old you are. You might lack experience and confidence and feel like an imposter, but you might also be successful and still feel like an imposter. Just know that most people can struggle with this feeling. It is normal. However, with experience and over time, the imposter syndrome will start to wane. Most people don't care about you. They have their own problems to worry about. Yes, there are some people who would like you to fail, but most healthy individuals want you to succeed and do a good job. Others don't care. As a professional speaker, I realized early on that people come to listen to me because they want to hear something valuable, and they want me to succeed. People don't expect you to be perfect. They didn't expect me to be perfect, but they expected me to work hard and deliver something valuable. Other than that, people don't care about you, what you do, or how you look. In fact, most people don't care what happens to you unless it affects them. Just focus on what you can control and how you can level up your game and gain experience and increase your level of confidence. Your narrative is very important. It affects you more than you think. Instead of saying, "I can't," or "I'm not good enough," or "I'm not worthy," try instead to change your narrative and tell yourself something else. "I am learning. I am improving. I haven't learned this skill yet. I used to focus on failing, and it did not empower me." Your self-talk will either propel you forward like engines on an airplane or burden you and bring you down. Most people give up and worry about what others think. One reason why this happens is the narrative and the negative self-talk. It's destructive and negative and based on scarcity. Scarcity mindset is the reason for frustration, failure, and irrationality. Speak kindly to yourself and have a nurturing narrative. If you have been negative and self-sabotaging for a long time, it will feel odd to use a different narrative now. But stick to it. Your narrative affects your life. You are not an imposter. Don't fake it. We have all heard "fake it till you make it." I understand that we sometimes have to act as if we have already achieved a goal. For instance, act like you are confident, and chances are you will feel more confident. However, just pretending to be confident will not make you confident in the long term. You will, however, be confident with experience. When we fake something, people will sooner or later pick it up and pick up on our insecurity and lack of genuineness. For instance, I tell speakers and leaders to be honest about their feelings when dealing with other people. It doesn't matter if it's a big audience or a small group or the person next to you. Even on a date, being honest about your feelings and not pretending will actually help you more. Telling the person in front of you that you are a little nervous will be more appreciated than sitting and pretending to be somebody you're not. The other person will pick up your nervous energy even if you try hard to hide it. The more you face your insecurities head on, the more confidence you will build. When you believe in yourself and you believe in your abilities, you will spend less time worrying about what others think and worrying about being an imposter. The ego. Imposter syndrome and low self-esteem go hand in hand. Many studies show that when we have low self-esteem, we are more likely to experience the imposter syndrome. The reverse might also be true. Having a high self-esteem means that we believe more in our abilities and we believe we have earned our achievements. You might be in a relationship with somebody you love, but deep down you don't feel you're good enough, or that it's just a matter of time before they leave you. A lot of young men struggle with this feeling. They tell themselves, it's just a matter of time before she realizes that I'm not confident enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not interesting enough. What this does is that it will feed your ego and it will lead to unhealthy relationships and unhealthy habits. And when they end up leaving you, it will perpetuate the feeling that we are not good enough. So feeling like an imposter and having low self-esteem will lead us to acting more irrational, and others will pick it up. It's about your audience. Try to focus on how you can bring value to the people you are with. When you focus on yourself, most of the time, you allow, as we have said, your ego to run your efforts. Focus instead on what really matters. Who is the person or people you need to work with? How can you become more valuable? What can you do to learn more about them and what they need? How can you develop your skills and preparation so that you can better serve them? The more you focus on what really matters and less on what might go wrong, the more you will stay on purpose. Jim Rohn, a business philosopher, once said, "People expect progress within reasonable time. So don't expect that people want you to be perfect, but people want you to improve and bring value into their life. How can you improve and make this world a better place?" Stop people pleasing. You don't have to be liked or loved by everyone. In fact, most people would not respect you if all you do is try to earn their approval, whether it is in dating, business, or friendship. People pleasers are not honest about their intentions. The reason I say they are not honest is because they act in a certain way in order to get approval from others, even if they have to engage in activities that contradict their values and their own well-being. So learning to be authentic and true to your values and needs are essential if you want to stop worrying about what others might think of you or how they perceive you. We have all said yes when we wanted to say no, been excessively available, and wanted to be liked by somebody. It is time to change that. Start with the small things. Learn to say no to small things first. If we can't handle the small things, how are we supposed to handle the big things in life? Stop pleasing others. When we stop pleasing others, we will start to care less about what they think of us, and the imposter syndrome will wane. Gain experience. I remember my first speech many years ago. I was so nervous and I didn't think the audience would like my presentation. I was convinced that it was just a matter of time before people figured out that I was just an imposter and not competent enough. This is normal when you're starting off. The key is to gain experience and not leave the arena. With experience, our confidence will grow. It took me a couple of months before I became comfortable to focus on what was important, to bring value to the people I was speaking to. If you're just starting off, you will probably feel like an imposter, and this is normal. With experience, you will feel more confident to be yourself and accept that you are a competent, confident, and creative person. Don't be hard on yourself. If or when you fail at something, don't be too harsh on yourself. Failing just means you need to start over and that you have gained experience. It doesn't prove anything if you fail at something. Failing is not a reflection that you're a bad person or not good enough. Failure simply means experience and starting over, not that you are an imposter. Go out there and make a difference. Pick 1 or 2 points of what I've said and work on them. If you pick one area and you promise yourself you will work hard to overcome it, you will be a different person in 1 year. Let me know in the comment section which area was your favorite one. I'll see you in the next video.